At 4:18.
More than I had.
Oh, let's do the invocation. Counselor Garvin, would you do the invocation?
Yes, ma'am. Our Father in heaven, creator of all things, we thank you, especially the way you continue to bless the Cherokee Nation. We ask you to bless each of us today as we make decisions for our tribe. Father, I thank you for each visitor we have today. I pray for our country, especially our military personnel all over the world. Pray for their safe return. Forgive us for our sins. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Curtis Snell. Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Bill England.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Joe Byrd.
Ani.
Julia Coates. Here. Jody Fishingham. Here. Meredith Fraley. Here. Janelle Fulbright. Here. Don Garvin. Chet Huskin Jr.
Here.
Tyler Gloria Jordan. Present. Lee Keener.
Ani.
Dick Clay.
Here.
David Thornton.
Present.
David Walkenstick. Kara Callan Watts.
Honey.
John Masters.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Need approval of the April 16th minutes.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And next is our reports. Is Bruce Davis with us?
Yes, he is. Good afternoon. How's everybody? I hope you got your questions answered okay that I was asked over last council meeting. So I hope I'd like to introduce our new planning and development director, who is David Moore. David, would you please stand? He's in charge of all of our construction. And then you know Pat Gwynn, and then Tom Elkins with environmental. You have your reports. Do you have any questions?
Do we have any questions? Counselor Watts?
I saw a picture of the Claremore Federal Building,
Yes, ma'am.
so I appreciate the maintenance on it.
Okay.
I don't see Linda Donaldson here, so I guess that defaults to you on where we're at with securing that from the federal government.
We're in the process of trying to get our hands on it.
Okay.
We did go tour that building. Took several people with me because it was my first trip. We feel like the building would be an asset for us. Tom and his people have done a cost estimate on what it's going to cost to take the asbestos and the lead-based paint out of it, and then to remodel. So Tom can answer that question in a few minutes if you want.
Okay. I would appreciate a response in writing, actually,
Oh, sure.
because it's become such an
And I-
issue for
and I
our
have-
community.
And I have pictures also.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank
Okay.
you.
You bet.
Thanks, Mr. Davis.
You bet.
Thank you for
Okay. David?
Hey, Mr. Davis,
Yes.
where are we at on the Veterans Center? I know last month we talked about as part of the capital improvements plan.
Yes.
You guys are gonna have a financing report available?
Yes, we do have, and that's with David Moore. You want me to bring him forward now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, David, would you please come up? David has all that information for you.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Chief.
I don't know where you were left last time, but we need about $57,200 to get the roof on. The fascia and the soffit has to be put on first. We've dug and we found the money in our CIP, so we're gonna go ahead and push forward with that to get the roof on. We still need about 1.5, and that's about an eight-month-old number, so we might need to come up with a little more of that than that to complete the job. We have a list that we've been going through, trying to get people to, confirm on their donations and stuff. We're still going through that because we got some answers, not very many yet, but we're going through, following up with phone calls now. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, the windows should be going in and doors. And then we'll be going through the process to try to get either a change order or out to bid on doing the fascia and soffit, because that was never put in. And hopefully we can just do a change order, because that'll be faster.
Yeah, that's it.
Counselor Garvin?
Yes, thank you. I thought last month that Bruce told us he's gonna start roofing in about 2 weeks.
We
That was
can't,
last month.
we cannot do the roof until the fascia's put on,
I
because
know.
it goes in with the warranty issues.
But we were told that it was about 2 weeks away on the roof. And I know you gotta do the fascia board first. And when will that be done?
Well, we've been trying to find money. We've got $5,000 right now left in the veterans budget. We've gone through our CIP budget, and we're gonna come up with a $52.50 to get the soffit and fascia put on. And that's what I was saying. If we can do a change order, it'll be faster. If we can't, we'll have to go out to bid on the fascia and soffit. And we'll check with finance to see if we can, do a change order, since it goes hand in hand with the roof and that.
It takes a long time. Looks like during this past month, nothing has been done at that building.
Not inside, no. They're at the windows. He's still got to build them, he's got material in it. So that's what's in about 2 weeks, the windows should start being installed. He's got his glass in, he's got his frames in, and he's got to build the openings. Money's been our biggest issue with that, because we were left with $5,000 to do something, and then with the fascia and soffit being left out, he could not put the roof on, it'd void his warranty. And we've been looking for the money. We're gonna come up with it, we're gonna get it done.
Do you know who's gonna do the roof?
CPI of Tulsa. And they're the ones that we want to do a change order with, or CPR, with on the fascia and soffit, because we want to do that in that also. That's my
Thank you.
Councilman Lay?
Thank you, ma'am. And we realize you and Bruce are coming in sort of late to this party. And are the roofing materials ordered, are they here?
No, we've just got the submittals of actually approved back. I got them either Friday or today, this morning, I can't remember which one for sure, but I think this morning, approved submittals on the roof. So,
And it's metal? Okay.
yes, the roof standing seam, yes.
And I guess I'm a little confused with previous folks previous administration. To me, weathered in means a roof and window fall.
Yes,
But that's not what we got.
not yet.
And so, in order to put the roof on, how much more money do you think you all need
To get the roof on right now, well, that's what I'm saying, we've got $5,000 left in the budget for the
Yes.
veterans. And out of our CIP, we're gonna come up with $52,200. We found it, we've got it, so we're gonna proceed with that. And that'll get the fascia, soffit, and roof on.
That's the labor cost?
That's material and labor.
Materials and labor.
Yeah. And he also donated, if he gets this fascia and soffit deal, he donated $5,500. He took that right off of his estimate. And that also includes $7,200 of that price is moisture guard that goes under the metal.
What's on top of the roof now?
It won't meet their warranty specs. What's on there's got to come off, and then they'll put this on. So whoever had that installed the wrong. But it is protecting it right now.
And I assume it's decking with some plastic over it, or what?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Is it decking with plastic over it, or what?
It's a moisture guard that's over it right now. It's not what is specified by Barrage to meet their warranty requirements. So they'll have to come off and they'll put this new one on.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Councilman Byrd?
So you said there's,
It's,
oh, sorry.
What was the thinking, if I may ask somebody, when we first started this project going in underfunded? This is not directed to you. To go in a project of this magnitude with respect to the veterans that I think we all support, but obviously we didn't support it financially. Were we expecting? I mean, this is new to me. I just see a building going up and where, Speaker, I'll ask you or someone that would say, I mean, what's the deal?
My understanding, Counselor Byrd, is that under the previous administration, this had been set up as an all-volunteer program, that they were going to get volunteers to give us all of the materials and volunteers to build it. Obviously, that's not what's happened.
That's what it looks like.
And where we are is where we are. We've got an unfinished building, and we're gonna have to figure out how to finish it. Now, my understanding was that in talking to Chief Baker, and I may be misspeaking, I hope I'm not, that we're gonna do a capital improvements project, and that the bulk of this building will be included in the capital improvements project. Under the new administration, this building will be finished.
That's good.
That what they're trying to do now is to put together just enough money in their department to dry it in, to hold it until
Yes.
we can get into our
That's-
capital improvements
That's
project,
what the 52 is.
which should be coming forward in our next budget process up in the summer.
Okay.
And I was like somebody else that just mentioned, I thought dried in meant roof and windows and doors. I mean, that's what I've always been told in the construction world, but that's apparently not what's been agreed to. And I know they're feverishly looking for people that agreed originally to volunteer, but you know, this was, what, 2-3 years ago?
Wow, yes.
And the economy now being the way it is, most of the folks that volunteered are just trying to keep their head afloat until the economy kind of recovers. I think that these gentlemen have been handed a huge task, and I believe that they're bringing it together to at least get it to a point where it's safe, and then we can get it in the capital improvements project that's coming forward. Then we'll see the building finished to honor our veterans. I think everybody on this body
Sure.
wants this project to be done, but it probably shouldn't have been done the way it was. I mean, it was almost like, well, we're gonna do it and we'll figure out the money later. Well, folks, you can't do a $2 million project and figure out the money later. You better figure that out up front. So this has been a lesson learned, but we as the council have a responsibility now to get that building finished.
Absolutely, I echo that. We do have a responsibility. So if it's in the capital improvement plan, then
And I
good.
hope the roof is gonna be green.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there is we do have a question into the administration right now on which green, because the green that was picked by the architects, or maybe it's last administration, is a hemlock green, and most of the green around here is a forest green.
Well, and my understanding is it was going to be more in tune with how a lot of the capital improvement projects were going to be the outside, so that we would get more of a continuity for our campus, if I can call it that, for our area of where we're going to do all these capital improvements. So, yes, I hope it's the right green.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Speaker.
Councilor Watkins, Stick.
The decking that's on there right now, is that wood or what?
It's OSB, it's
Is it 1/2 inch, 5/8?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the plans to see what it was called for, but it was those SIP panels. That's what was put up there, so. But it's covered, I mean, it's protected, water's not getting to
Is there
it.
something that, I mean, is that something we can recycle, or are we gonna throw that away? What's
Oh,
up
no,
there?
no. We'll just peel the paper off, or the roofing contractor will, it's up there now.
Uh-huh.
And then he'll put his moisture guard down right on top of it, and then the metal will go on that.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
what's up there is good stuff, it's just, it won't pass warranty for barrage.
Okay,
So, I mean.
gotcha. All right, that's all, thank you.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Any more questions for Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Watson?
I don't know if this is, but I understand Linda Donaldson's no longer in realty. Have you
I was
had?
getting ready to say that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I was just going to say that Linda Donaldson has been reassigned, so we have Erica Hart in her place. So if you want to put that in your notes.
Say again.
Linda Donaldson has been reassigned to the AG's office, and Erica Hart is the director at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Is Erica with us?
Is Erica Hart with us?
Oh, no, she's not with us.
Okay. All right. Mr. Elkins?
Good afternoon. I hope you have a copy of our report. Mr. Davis, I gave him one, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Anyone have any questions for Mr. Elkins? Counselor Lay?
Thank you. Mr. Elkins, I think you mentioned something about the CNG changeover vehicles.
Yes, sir.
There's apparently a certified version at 12 to 15,000. There's another version that's 3 or that.
Yeah, there's an EPA certified version, and they're getting cheaper all the time, and there's more of them for different vehicles. Excuse me, I just received an email about a week and a half ago that said they can convert a Chrysler minivan now, which we could never get that done before. They were mainly Ford, Chevy trucks, and a few different cars. I think a Honda Civic, a Chevy Malibu, and a couple other ones. But we have a Ford pickup. We're hoping that as that price, yeah, and we've had people hit us up with the non-certified version. I just don't believe we can go that direction. They're a lot cheaper. People do that a lot cheaper.
If the tribe probably can, I'll email you. I'll ask you for that name.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Counselor Thornton?
Yes, I want to ask you a couple questions on the Illinois River.
I'm sorry.
On the testing of the Illinois River above the lake,
Yes.
what type of bacteria is in that water, do you know?
I know there's different levels of coliform, fecal coliform, and I think they test for E. coli. But, you know, there's just different, there's always there's bacteria everywhere. It's omnipresent in the water and the air.
that, but it's the amount of,
Yes, sir. It's at different times. It's not so much. Well, it is the Illinois River. When it rains, it gets high enough that bodily contact becomes an issue.
Well, that's
Just
what
being
I
in
was-
the Illinois River.
that's what I was thinking, because when the water's flowing good, they're doing a lot of rafting down there.
Certainly. And that's why they put advisories out.
It's actually dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. Sure is. Especially for open wounds, things like that. Certainly.
Okay. Is there any way we can get a copy of those tests that you run, maybe once a month, you know, or get one copy for this
Yeah,
test?
we could probably come up with ones that the state does too. And they just supplement it. We put them into the same EPA database.
So you send your test water to the state?
No.
They test it, we test it ourselves?
Bacteria, yeah.
Okay, can you, is there any way you can go below the dam, 10 Keller, and test there to the Arkansas River?
I imagine we could.
Can we, what do we have to do, get a resolution up for you to do
No,
that?
sir, no, sir. I'll just talk to our
Okay, I appreciate
Eric
that.
Allison, and maybe we can work something out.
I'd really like to have that tested and see what's there. I'm really planning on, starting a group there below the dam to where the water runs in the Illinois River and see if we can't clean that up a little bit.
Well, we have a internal water group. Ryan Callison's on it, Pat Gwynn, some of the folks from the Attorney General's office. And they've been working with the Corps on a lot of that. There was an awful lot of issue about having oxygen levels below there and the water quantity.
Well, the Corps has came up with a couple ideas to.
Right. So
try to
we're hoping that gets implemented real soon.
Yeah.
But yes, sir, we can certainly do that.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
Let me know.
I will do that.
I need to ask or whatever.
Sure.
Thank you.
Certainly.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
I have a question. Could we ask Bruce to have Erica Hart here next time?
Mr. Davis, will you ensure that Erica is here next time?
And can he come, since she's not here, can he come back up? Because there is a follow-up
Can you come
question
back up?
actually concerning realty. Sorry, Bruce.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I understand we invited the Bureau of Indian Affairs in to do an audit of our 638 programs in realty. Is that correct? And
I understand that they were invited to come in and do an in-house audit for, not really an audit, for a review is what it was called. And we're doing several of them around the complex just for our benefit to see maybe some changes that need to be made or improvements that can be made. And so that was one of the things that was done in realty.
okay, but we're not giving programs back.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just checking.
No.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you. Okay, on to old business. Counselor Watts, you want?
Oh, yeah, so I apologize. So this is on the environmental.
The gathering rights?
Oh, gathering rights. Did you want to take that?
Well, if it please the body, I think we should table this until next month. And we are going to have the ethnobotany conference at the end of this month. And at that time, I think we can be more educated.
I actually have a brief update I can give you on the gathering rights. The administration was given a list of issues regarding what I thought those gathering rights would be based upon the Native American viewpoint from around the United States, as well as the federal viewpoint that's caused the points of contention, the U.S. Forest Service and the BLM and all those. I gave those. We had a couple of question-answer sessions, and then I actually put to administration not a draft policy, but some draft language for that policy, and we'll be meeting on that language this Friday. So I don't know if that means they liked it or they didn't like it, but we will be meeting on it. And as you said, the ethnobotany conference is next week. So I should have some more concrete information on that next week, but it is moving forward.
Thank you.
Okay, hang on just a second. Counselor Gordon?
Yes, did I understand you that, in other words, that you're going to go through and ask for gathering rights off federal land also?
No, I haven't even approached that point. Right now, we're just dealing with what the policy should be for tribal lands. And the federal government is trying to determine how they're going to interact with federally recognized card-carrying Native Americans.
Have you researched any treaties on this?
No. We have met with our...
Don't break one.
I'm sorry?
Don't break one.
No, well, we are, we do have the Attorney General's office
Don't
involved.
cut us short.
So. But that's why we really need to deal with the tribal lands first, so.
Just a word of advice.
And I would also like to say, I know I look a fright, but I just got back from Rocky Ford and I'm a bit ticky and muddy and so forth, so I do apologize.
But how about state? I heard you mention state.
The state.
Eventually going to include them in gathering rights?
Like I said, as of right now, we're only addressing the tribal lands, which would be the tribal fee and the tribal trust.
Okay, is there a why to that, or is it just going to do tribal land period?
Well,
What
of course,
box, are you just inside this box and you're not coming out of it right now? Or?
well, the state is one of the reasons why this all came about, because they've ticketed some Cherokee Nation citizens for picking, for gathering plants and plant materials on some of their lands.
Federal too.
And, yeah, I don't think we have any federal land. Well, we do have the Federal Wildlife Refuge down in Sequoia County.
We've had people run off federal land.
But as of right now, the the issue is so complex, really, we're just going to try to get our own house in order before we try to go there. And then also, the federal issue, they're still trying to work that out amongst themselves. So we need to see just exactly what they're going to see before we go there. They may give us everything we want,
Thank you.
which I doubt.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you. I know you're always out and working and in these parks and the tribal lands, and I appreciate you for doing that.
Well,
And the knowledge that you've gained from it is probably, it's worth it.
well, no offense intended, but I'd much rather be out there than in here.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Counselor Watts?
Thank you. And just to clarify, this will also include like our forest management plan that was with BIA.
The forest management plan is still at the BIA, now 6 years overdue.
Okay, but those issues that stop us from like properly burning underbrush like we're supposed to, and then, you know, up around Delaware County, especially with huckleberries, I mean, those kind of things we talked about initially, will that also be addressed in this?
Well,
At least broached?
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't get everything in one policy because of the different federal laws involved. The burning issue, we're actually addressing that through our fire management plan. We have two FMPs, the fire management plan and the forest management plan. And we have made a lot of progress on the fire management plan.
Will you also next month report on that? Because I thought, you know, it wasn't just, yeah, you're right, like a single policy is not going to address all these things. But I think we have to approve that forest management plan, right, before it goes as a body.
Your body has approved it once, and then it was disapproved at the regional level. Of course, they wrote it at the regional level, so they disapproved their own plan, but that's...
Well, I guess some of those things that the feds have tried to dictate to us in the past, especially around those places where we're growing trees and such, that's stopping some of our traditional gatherers and the way that, so, you know, what does that look like?
I'll make
Comprehensive
some-
look about these other policies we need to affect as well.
I'll have Mr. Davis some bullet points, and I'll be here for the next meeting, but I'll show you how they're dovetailing in. But unfortunately, it's not going to be one policy because we're dealing with several different sets of federal laws.
Right, and I think Lee and I were in for the long haul with you, that it was gonna take multiple steps. But I think this body and the public really need to appreciate all the different things that end up affecting the folks that are out actually doing things
And
traditionally, so.
and the fire management plan is pretty good. The forest management plan is, like I said, it's terribly held up.
But it affects a significant amount of our tribal land, right?
It does.
And that's where we need to make our own impact there.
And,
So-
and our administration, I mean, we've had several promises broken, you know, at the regional level. It's a shame, but I mean, there's no kinder way for me to say that.
Well, I mean, if it needs a resolution from this body signed by the chief to go forward, I don't know what that is, but we need recommendations. It's your self-governance group, if they should be working with you in order for us to do on our lands what's needed for our people. That's what I'm looking for, right? Is that what we, okay.
No, we did just go through self-governance review about 4 to 6 weeks ago. I can't remember when, I can't remember the date. And after our review, which our review was good, we had no findings of imminent jeopardy. But they did mention that we had an issue with the forest management plan, and their next review was going to be at the regional level. So maybe that can jumpstart some issues.
Okay, thank you so much, Pat. We appreciate all your time. Madam Chair.
I guess back to you, Mr. Keener.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and if there's no more questions, I'd make a motion that we table this till next month.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on to new business, and Counselor Watts, you want to take that one?
Thank you. This is a Region 6 EPA grant for the Intertribal Environmental Council that the Cherokee Nation Environmental Services Program runs for a one-year pesticides management program grant for $125,000 and no match, which would become available October 1, 2012, and I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Does it need to go tonight? And if the body does not object, and Madam Speaker, then if it could be considered at tonight's council meeting, I would appreciate it.
Any discussion? Councilor Anglin?
Madam Chair, I'd like to be added as a sponsor on this. This has something like that.
Anyone else? Meredith? Okay. So we'll take a vote.
We pass it, just, we'll pass it with that instruction.
So what else?
So we have a motion and a second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for this and to add it to tonight's agenda. All in favor? Aye. The next one, Councilor Watts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is, Cherokee Nation has excess environmental equipment. Specifically, it's the AeroVironment Mini SODAR upper air profiler for our air sampling program. They have requested, they found a tribe, the Umatilla Indian Reservation or Confederate Tribes Umatilla. That should be Washington, right? Oregon? Oregon. So that we donate that, and it's given the specific serial number, so I think it meets all of our constitutional requirements on the specifics of donating from the Cherokee Nation. The equipment is approximately 10 years old and valued at about $5,500. And I couldn't think of a better use than sending it elsewhere in Indian country to put it to work, because we've replaced that equipment since then. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Councilor Fishenhoff?
How much was the value of that?
$5,500, I think, is what I have in my notes that was told, because Ryan Callison was the one that provided that to me by email when I asked. Because I didn't see it on the routing form, but they said it'd take like 2 weeks to reroute the form, so.
Councilor Lane?
Thank you. I have no idea what a mini OSERDAR is, but I have some familiarity with the Confederated Tribes of Umatilla. They're tremendous horsemen and women, by the way. Throw that in for an aside.
Councilor Watkins, State?
What's this Umatilla Indian Reservation? What is that?
They're in the United States.
They're in, I believe she said Washington or Oregon? She said
Oregon.
Sure enough. That's all. Thank you, Chair.
Councilor Jordan?
I just want to make sure that we didn't have like any of our counterparts. We go out for tri-council in July, and we didn't have either one of those groups that had a need for this, right?
Tom Elkins is here, and I believe he can address that. He's waving.
Okay.
Excuse me. Ma'am, we worked with like CNB and some of the other groups. We donated and you all approved an XRF, X-ray fluorescence device. So we worked somewhat close with the Eastern Band of Cherokee and what they might need. And we would always ask that things like that, if they could be used there, go there. But since there was no need, CNB, we got this equipment in a grant with CNB. They used it for a few years. What it does, it goes up and we'll measure wind speed and other things, a few hundred feet in the air. And this really needs a lot of work. And it just we're not going to use it, and there's no reason to put money into something that we're just not going to use. If another organization would, it just seems better to give it to another organization in Indian country.
Councilor Watts?
So I heard the question a little bit differently about our, not just Eastern Band, but the 5 tribes and our part. So ITEC specifically, which works on a continuous basis at our Cherokee Nation Environmental Services Program, serves Oklahoma,
New Mexico, there's tribe in Texas.
Right, and is it Kansas? I can't
No,
remember.
we work with them. They're out of that
Region 6.
region 6.
Region 6.
We have worked with some of the tribes in Kansas, but they're not in that region.
But I don't know exactly what their process was, but they are out there on a continual basis working with other tribes. So I think that if they had been interested in it, they would have expressed it. And I'm really glad to hear the reiteration that the Eastern Band
certainly
is still a good partner that far away. So
we worked with them and other groups quite a bit. There's 42 tribes in that, Intertribal Environmental Council, and then we work with the Eastern Band quite a bit and other tribes around here. They just request help. We work with them quite a bit, most of them.
Councilor Byrd?
Just final comments. It is a good gesture. Just from a legal standpoint, we're not liable for anything. Once we
Right.
pass it on, they're on their own, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, and we have number 3, Councilor Garvin.
Yes, we've already kicked this around a little bit, but it appears the veterans need some help. It's a wonderful building sitting over there, and we, the council, need to do what we can to help the situation. And Speaker Jordan said it's working, so I think we need to put this on next month to remind us. I know that Dan P. Holmes used to advertise insurance. He'd get through advertising, he'd say, remember Highway 33? And pretty soon they got a turnpike going through there. So let's remember the veterans and put it on next month for discussion. And I think we need to change horses and give them a little help there. They need some money.
Yeah.
It's a good thought, but times are different, and we need to work on that real hard. Thank you.
Councilor Jordan?
I sense that the body needs to really get a formal update from the executive branch regarding this subject. So what I would like to do is get that message to the executive branch and see if next month we don't have something official regarding the veterans building. I know it's high priority, but we need something official. If we could get Mr. Davis to take that message back to the executive branch so that we have our official position prepared by next month. Thank you.
If he might ask him if he wants to take it to next month to discussion.
So Councilor Garvin, do you make a motion to table that till next month?
Yes, that's my motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any announcements?
Make the motion.
Well, next meeting is scheduled for June 11th at 4 o'clock.
Just one confirmation for tonight's meeting. There's only one thing from this afternoon we're adding, or is there two?
Madam Speaker, may I?
Yes.
So there's the EPA, there's only the one EPA grant. And then I heard Councilman Walking Stick ask for Angel Goodrich's resolution to be
Okay, so
added.
those two, and Shelley will prepare those and have those ready for tonight's meeting.
Speaker, do you know if there's a legislative conference or not today?
I
I
don't
saw it on our
believe,
schedule, but
I do not believe there is one.
I was asked to keep it on the schedule, but I haven't heard it correct.
thank you very much.
So we'll see you all at 6 o'clock.
Motion by Councilor Thornton to adjourn, second by Councilor Byrd. All in favor? Aye.